Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight. The broken, the unspoken, we can't heal if the wound is open. It feels like no one cares to see your heart is bleeding. Your cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong, the pain and lies are kept a secret to gain for their own benefit. Be strong, be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, Liberia, when will we stop being the inferior? Our vulnerable children stripped of their innocence. It feels like no one hears to see your heart is bleeding. Your cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong, the pain and lies are kept a secret to gain for their own benefit. Be strong, be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. Overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, we can't give up when they have turned their backs on us. Liberia, we can't give up. Liberia, we can't give up when they have turned their backs on us. Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight.
To Tony Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is November the 1st, We begin a new week and a new month. What do we have in store for us today? We woke up this morning to see that in the United States of America, in Florida, in Virginia, and in Texas, people trying to change our society, change our laws, change our rules, change our voting rights. These are challenges to us in this new day and age. Challenges to our system of democracy, to our way of life, to the changing trends that's happening in our society. What can we look forward to in this month? What can we look forward to change our destiny, our direction? Well, this morning I was fortunate to listen to Focus on Liberia as they talked to Senator Darius Dillon about Liberia's economic situation. And I was fortunate to record it. So I'm trying to bring it on now so that you all can see what's happening in our country. But before I do that, let me start with my introduction first. Okay? Let me pause it. Let me start with my topics. My topics for today are Liberia's economic status, 2, Constitution and the rule of law, and 3, discussion. So to begin my topic, this is our economic situation. We can look at what's happening in our country now, and we're going to discuss it because we're facing a very serious crisis with the printing of the new notes, with our bank officials, the Central Bank of Liberia officials, don't know whether the money is being used to infuse into the society or being used to replace the banknotes that are already circulating in the society. So this is where we are. Our leadership is confused. Our banking system is run amok. So let's take a few minutes and listen to this interview with Senator Darius Dillon. Then we'll get into my topic and address all of this. Okay? So let's just take a few minutes. Bear with me. Let's listen to this.
Yeah, but well, we got time. The good is, if you still want us to continue in this vein, we can go ahead because a lot of questions out there. Yeah, a lot of questions out there. Okay, so yes, the Senate, the Liberian Senate. Um, we all call you the light of the Senate, and there are issues there are issues coming out, emerging out of the Senate today that are very troubling. One is regarding the new bill. And let me just set a previous perspective before you answer this question. I've seen that till today, Ghana is still struggling with the economy. All right, the prices of things are so high in Ghana that sometimes it beggars belief. And it's really because in the 90s, they went through a series of printing, changing their banknotes, and reevaluating the currency. Now we are here. What is the Liberian Senate doing regarding this changing of banknotes? Because we have time on our hands, we got less than 25 minutes remaining. So that's why I'm not going through all the different things. I just want us to get to the nitty gritty. You know, they contradict people. You in the media, including Jerome, it took 2 weeks to 1 month to discuss Dillon and ticket. When we raise critical national issues in line with our culture, sometimes we only talk about it or you gloss over it. The things that probably should bring people down is the one that people cling onto even more. I did not sign the resolution to authorize the purchase of money. Few of my colleagues also did not sign the resolution. We did not sign the resolution not because we did not want plenty of money. We did not sign the resolution because there were issues that were raised that needed to be clarified and issues needed to be put into place in order to allow printing of money in line with our function. I've always said,
Okay, I would just pause it here because I want to address what was being discussed so far. The interviewer, Mr. Tule, in his introduction, talked about Ghana, how in the past, Ghana had done similar things that Liberia is doing now. They have printed money to infuse into the society. They printed money over and over. And now in Ghana today, they are being troubled with the effect of what they did in the past. They are facing serious economic problems today because of all they did in the past of printing money. So Mr. Tudor wants to know that with this situation facing Liberia now and our legislators printing money, what does Darius Dillon see as the impact of all of this? And Mr. Dillon explained that he and his colleagues did not sign the first bill of the request from the bank asking to print money. They did not sign it because they felt that the bank did not have systems in place. They did not have a system to audit. They did not have security systems for the money, the features of the money, the different things that people take precautions for to make sure that thieves and other criminals don't falsify the money, don't print false money to secure the currency. And that's why they didn't sign it, because the bank did not present them any documentation or any plans or any systems that they had in place. So now that these people have printed all this money, they have come before the legislature again with the same issue. And I hope you all can hear, as we continue with this tape, what Senator Dillon is saying. First, he addressed the reason why they didn't sign the first law into law, the request from the bank asking to increase the printing of money. He didn't sign it. He and his colleagues didn't sign it because they needed clarification. That wasn't met. Now we have this other issue. I hope you can listen and it's clear.
The bucket is leaking. You want to fill the bucket with water, patch the leakage, or change the bucket to a new one. The bucket cannot be leaking, you know it is leaking, and then you want to fill it with water. Something must be wrong with it. Simple illustration of what the central bank decided to do. And majority of the Senate of the legislature thought it was enough. When central bank asked Senator Davis as a senator, please grant us your authority so we can print new money and replace the old money from the market. Then my question is, why? Then the central bank said, because the money not in the bank is not in the bank, and the people are not banking that money because there are no confidence in the banking sector. That's legal.
Okay, this is it. The bank came to the legislature asking them to print money, and Darius Dallin wanted to know why. This was the first print of the money. They're saying that there's leakage. There's not enough money in the bank. They don't know how much out in the public. So they want more money. And this is where I explained initially. They said they want money. Dylan asked why. They gave the reason, and one of the reasons was there was no confidence in the banking system. And this was where he asked, okay, if there's no confidence in the banking system, what are you doing to ensure that confidence is built up in the banking system? And this is where we are.
So my question, few of my colleagues, central bank, if people don't have confidence in the banking sector to bank their money, it doesn't matter what it is or you. If you change all the money and no confidence in that sector, if you change it, the people will still keep it to where they have it. So it's not about the oldness or newness of the money. It is the incompetence. What have you done or what are you doing to restore confidence of the people? One of the ways that I believe is if I bank $20 and I wanted $10 of my deposit, when you give me $10 and on time, when I have $50, I will run to the bank to deposit because I know I can get my money. But $10 in the bank and I want $5 and you say you can only give $2.50 and you delay me before I can get out $2.50. The day I have $20, I will put it on my mattress.
Okay.
As a result of which, no confidence. So what have you done? They could not say, why do you want to change the money? They could not say, what have you done? What's the audit and the transparency how the $4 billion that you printed and said you could use in the economy, what have you done with it? What's the report? Zero. So what do you want?
So you see, these people have printed $4 billion before, and they can't make any report for it. They want to print more money. They can't give any substantive reason why, other than there's leakage. Okay, if there's leakage, what's the problem? Why you want all this money? They cannot explain it. So here we are. They have printed 4 billion before. We printed 25 million before. That messed up with the finance minister. and his shenanigans. Then they print that 4 billion, they can't account for it. Now here they are, the legislature has passed the approval for the printing of another $48 billion. $8 billion will be in the country's home. This is the issue we're facing. Let's go back to the thing, to GS Bassel with Kenny.
What do you want my vote? Until you can put into place the system, you do system audit, you do structural audit, and you put into place this system, and you start to restore confidence in the banking sector. I'm not going to allow you to print money, but the legislature vote a majority, so majority voted. But in the resolution, capital of who is even available right here where I sit with me, the legislature decide and resolve, and the resolution is law. It is the authority of the legislature. It is the decision and the structure of the legislature to print $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, $500. Remove printing of $1,000 pencils. Don't do it. It is expressly written in the resolution. Don't do it. Because the whatever.
Okay, Senator Dillon, and that's great.
Okay. This is one of the things this and Mr. Gaiman didn't address. I didn't feel that they addressed the economic situation as Darrell Dillon was explaining it explicitly. First of all, Darrell Dillon is saying that the people at the central bank do what they want to do. They don't follow the instructions of the legislature. You can hear it clearly. The people print money like they want to do it. The bank has no connection with following the authority given to them from the legislature. The legislature has empowered the bank to do certain things within the society freely. They control the whole banking apparatus of the country. But the problem is the officials of our bank behave as criminals. Here is Mr. Dillon telling us that the legislature notified them that they want denominations of cash in $5, $10, $20, and so on, and not to print any $1,000 bills. And these people went, they didn't print none of the small denominations. All they did was print that $1,000 bill. This is incomplete disobedience and contravention to the laws. Our legislature tell the bank to do something, and the bank officials do exactly as they want to do. This is a problem with us. This was the problem with the printing of the $16 billion on the weeks, Ellen Johnson selling some. And this is the same problem with our bank officials today. They do what they want to do. So there is no connection between our bank and the legislature. Our legislature pass laws and tell the bank to do certain things, and the bank officials take the law and do what they want to do. Now, the second point of confusion in all of this is between infusion and replacing. Let's see if Darius didn't talk about it yet.
Have done your own autopsy. Now you know what are the issues with the Liberian economy. As a senator and as a legislator, what bill have you passed to mitigate the confidence of what you are talking about in our banking system.
So central bank has the authority by the act creating central bank and the amendment version of just about a year ago. Central bank has the authority to issue regulation. Central bank has the authority to enforce those regulations, which will have exchange distribution, how much people can keep in their homes.
What Senate? So Gaiman asked the senator, "What is the oversight view of the legislature over the bank?" Dilla is explaining that the bank has regulatory authority over banking in the country. They control every aspect of the banking. The banking laws come down from the legislature, and Central Bank of Liberia has free reins over every aspect of the regulation of the banking institutions and laws of the country. So let's go.
Under the bank and all of those things. So we have already empowered central bank. What central bank is lacking is the enforcement of their own regulation. Number one. Number two, when we issue the joint resolution, we announced the decision of the majority becomes institutional decision. We said every step of the way, these are conditions precedent to printing money. Go and conduct system audit so that we can be sure that there's a system in place when you put it, before you print the money. Show us sample, security feature, and all of those stuff. None of which has been done. Now, after 6 months, we have now heard for central bank. Our Senator Dillon made it a plenary issue for debate or a week ago, and that resulted to the never taking the decision to buy or cite a technical economic management team that appeared on Thursday and reappearing on Tuesday, day after tomorrow. The central bank, after we raised it, then we found out that the bank had written a communication on the 4th of October, this October, the 4th, informing the legislature that they have printed 8 billion out of 48 billion. And 4 billion is expected in until this November. The purpose of fuel that 4 billion for the festive season.
So in
I'm
essence,
coming, I'm going to check me a place.
go ahead.
The instruction was to infuse money. The instruction was to do a new family of banknotes to remove the legacy banknotes, the current ones. So when you print $8 billion, no pay, that's a violation of the joint resolution. When you come in to infuse it, I remove all money from the market. That's a violation of the joint resolution of the law. So we're raising these issues now.
So you all heard the issues that are being raised. I mean, these people violate our laws on so many levels. The legislature passed a law to print money. The central bank never did a bidding process. They never checked on the security procedures of the notes. They never did any background checks. Nothing. These people just jump up and print a new money. So who gave them authority to print this money? This is where the confidence in our banking system come about. The legislature make law, and the banking officials do exactly what they want to do. Now the law states one thing, and our banking officials talking something else. $8 billion Liberian dollars in the country now. They're going to the legislature and talking about infusing the money into the society. And that's not what this money was printed for. Right there, there's a failure to communicate. How will you infuse the money when there's nothing to back the money? That money was made to replace the old bank notes with new bank notes. This money was supposed to be made in denominations of $5, $10, $20, and these people went and obeyed the instructions. They were not supposed to make any $1,000 bills, and that's just exactly what they did. They didn't make no $5, $10, $20 bill. They made all in $100,000 bills. So this is a direct contravention of the mandate of the legislature. This is a direct disobedience to the laws. This is a direct failure to communicate. And here we are. It's just so sad. Let me just go to my thing. It's just so sad that we have to deal with this thing time and time again. Why? Why? Why is it so hard for our leaders to follow laws? Why is it so hard for our leaders to follow simple instructions? Here it is, right before us. The simplest and most easy instruction: print money, bring it. Take the old money off the market, put new money on the market. Do not print $1,000 bill. Print $5, $10, $20 bill, put on the market. Everything they told these people, they went against it. You see, we have no precedents in our country. We have no precedents. And because we have no precedents of punishing our officials, people do what they want to do. And every time we come, we ask, we want to excuse the people's mistakes. We want to act like it didn't happen. For peace sake, for that sake. And every time, these things come back to haunt us. Every single time, these things come back to haunt us. We can't continue to do this. We cannot continue to do this. It hurts us. It hurts our society. It hurts our ability to grow, to prosper, to advance. Why we do this to ourselves all the time? Simple thing. Carry out instructions. We can't carry out. We can't carry out. Yeah, yo, my children. Yeah, yo. This is the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. Right what we see again before our very eyes. Our leaders can't follow instructions. You get the people simple instructions to do what they want to do. Simple instruction. And our country pay for it. We pay for it time and time again. And we can't continue to do this. How will we grow? How will we expand? How will we excel? How will we progress? My young children, this is what's killing us. Our people cannot follow laws. Our people cannot follow rules. Our people have no sense of discipline. Our people are criminals. No matter how educated we are criminals because there is no way the legislature will make laws and our officials consistently and continually disobey them, violate them with impunity. Here we are, my people. Our people do not follow laws. No matter how kind of rules we make, our people are indisciplined. Our people are criminals. Why? Because we have no precedents of punishing criminals, leaders who are traitorous people. We have no precedents. And here we are again with it. So let me take a break and I'll go into my next topic. Because we can't continue to put old wine in new bottles and expect better wine. We can't. We can't. Constitution and the rule of law. We'll come back. My second lesson is just an extension of my first lesson. Here we are again. On Friday, Dr. Daniel Castle spoke at the Thanksgiving ceremony at the Baptistry Mosque, the historic mosque for the Muslims. And during his speech, he challenged George Weah. He accused George Weah of intolerance. He accused him of repressing his constitutional rights by intimidation and withholding of his rights to have his helicopter fly in Liberia in the witch hunt. Mr. Castle said he's tired with this. He is tired. He said they've been to the Supreme Court. They approved his having the helicopter being brought to Liberia. His picture is on a helicopter. And now the government is stalling or has refused to let him bring his plane down, all because of the electoral process, or because he is in opposition of George Weah. Now the government is saying that's a damn lie. The government is saying that they're still reviewing his thing. The government is saying that it's a process and they need to take their time to review it. And this is a report from the Information Department. But despite all of that, Castle is not satisfied. He's pointing to the high standard of living in our country compared to the many of Liberian people that don't have jobs. He talked about the country having no credibility and no integrity to attract foreign investors in the country. I mean, Chesson went all out on this government. No credibility. He's saying the looting and the pilfering, pillaging of our ministries is daily. And George Weah is corrupt. This is from the opposition leader. He's not missing words. He came out and said George Weah is corrupt and has been charged with corruption by the mass of the people because of his actions on accountability, irresponsibility. And the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority says that they're reviewing his permit. Okay? But Chesson went off, man. Chesson said, Weah can't act, he can't do nothing in the country because he's charged with corruption. He talked about all the evils that's going on in our country. And he said that compared to his organization, the CDC is in trouble. It's being challenged because George Weah is corrupt. It's being challenged because George Weah is inept. It's being challenged because George Weah cannot lead the Republic of Liberia. So these are the allegations and accusations of the opposition leader against the president. Now we know that the CPP got their own part of problems. Boca was supposed to be in America today. Where is Boca? He's not here. Boca went to see Ellen Johnson Sally's birthday when he should have traveled and missed his flight. I don't know why Boca is behind Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It is indicative of the fact that Boca may not be able to lead us without Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Because what I mean is this: Ellen has dissed him. She refused to support him. Recently, they invited her to the party. She said she didn't have nothing to do with the party. She wasn't into politics. Now, yes, she is having a party. He stopped his trip to America to go visit her and missed his plane. Now everybody listening to over news for Boca. I just got out there morning because I was wondering when Boca coming to America. I get up to hear that Boca missed his plane because he went to say goodbye to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And I don't know, maybe Joseph Boca feels that Ellen Johnson brought him to prominence. He can't work with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He feels that she, with all her support, UP cannot lead Liberia. So if all this is playing around Joe Boca and Ellen Johnson, is Joe Boca capable of leading Liberia? Is the CPP, the A team above me here, capable of uniting Liberian people? With all the problems these people are going through, can we depend on them for any worthwhile leadership? You know, it's troubling. It's very, very troubling. When we look across our nation and we can't find leaders. We look across our nation and people have nothing but crisis coming up all over. Look at right in CPP. They got 2, 3 crises going on in one organization. You got LP fighting within yourself. Huh? Musa Bellote say he suspend Darius Dillon. And yet Darius Dillon talking about Musa didn't suspend me. I'm sitting on the CPP advisory council. How you sit on the advisory council of the CPP when there is crisis in Liberty Party? And the crisis not resolved. And as far as we know, the chairman say you suspended. And the chairman wants to suspend the political leader too. There is some serious crisis in CPP. And CPP cannot move forward unless it resolves. Darius Dillon cannot be active in CPP until his situation in LP is resolved. What's wrong with you people? Are you people childish or just immature and stupid? There is total crisis in CPP. You have a crisis within crisis. LP is dead within CPP. It has no leadership. So how will you take people from a dead collaborating party and put them in the advisory position of CPP? Darius Dillon cannot serve in CPP until the situation in LP is resolved. There's the same shit that went on in EULA. People now member of EULA, they take them and put them on the board. EULA, we got laws. We got laws, my people. If we don't follow laws, our country cannot exist. Liberian men cannot follow fucking laws. We cannot follow fucking instructions. Simple thing. Look at the National Bank of Liberia. Can't follow instructions. The legislature say one thing, the bitches in the bank do something. What's wrong with our country? What's wrong with our men? What's wrong with following orders and instruction and discipline? What's wrong with our men? Simple orders, simple instructions. We can't follow them. And we call ourselves men and women. And every day we're crying, what's the problem with our country? What's the problem with our country? And yet the problem right here, we don't follow orders. We cannot follow orders. And until Liberian people learn to sit down and follow orders, until we learn to punish our leaders who betray us, until we learn to set precedents for our children to follow and know that we have men and women who punish criminals in our midst, whether they are our relatives, whether they are our children, whether they are our brother and sister, you still will punish you. A rogue is a rogue is a rogue. And until we learn these things, our country can grow. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry come in our damn government wants to do just what they want to do. And people cannot just do what they want to do. We got to have some law and order. What is wrong with us? Just to follow simple laws, we can't do it. And that is the only problem with Liberia. We will always want to make laws. We always want to set precedents, but we never follow anything we put on paper. My children, we are at the crossroads. We are at the crossroads. And for my final topic, discussion, we are at the crossroads. We are challenged. Each and every day we wake up, we are challenged to produce real men and women for Liberia. We are challenged to produce men and women of substance, of integrity, of dignity, of pride, of patriotism for Liberia. Until we achieve that, until we can achieve the basic thing that we need to build our nation, real men and women of integrity, we are there. We'll continue to have these vagabonds who will come and lie to us, make up all kind of crooked G laws, and deceive us. Liberian people do not follow laws. Liberian men and women are people who are lawless. We don't follow laws. And until we learn how to follow laws, until we learn how to govern as real men and women, until we learn that we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and check out ourselves before we wreck ourselves, Liberia will not change. The time of the true Liberian patriots is now. Aluta! Continue. Have a good day. My class is done.